in the second quarter as the umpire moves to the circle, puts the ball in the air. Clayton on this occasion gets the tap down, bounces not kind for Werribee, and ball picked up by Hayes towards centre half forward on the left foot, unable to pick the footy up as any of the Corio forwards, and again it's fairly ordinary football at the moment as players not able to pick it up, and it almost is a rugby scrum in front of the change rooms here, and in the first 30 seconds we've gone nowhere really, and the umpire will have a ball up on centre wing with a big pack of players now around the football. It goes in the air. Scott got the tap down this time, and the tap out that goes to Ford. A kick towards half forward. It's very, very high. Cullen kept his eye on the footy, but Beck, the traditional backman, did well. The ball's come out by hand to Hayes. The lead from Harrison. Almost a good mark from the young fellow. Ball comes to ground. Lewis, who's done very well in the first quarter. Now he's 1 out against 2. And Harrison, the young man, needs to realise he's got to stay on his feet. If you get knocked over, you've got to come back. And the ball in the meantime, a poor kick from Werribee as the Gundry. A little chip pass to Hayes. Hayes over the top to Lewis again. He's found space, takes the mark inside 50, goes goalward, and that's a rugby kick, Laurie, from behind, I reckon.
That's a shocker.
Never looked like going anywhere near the goals. Out of bounds on the full. A minute and a half gone second quarter. No change to the score. 1-9 Werribee lead, Corio 2-1.
They're probably opportunities Corio need to take early in this second quarter, but some good bit of play. They control the ball, a couple of short kicks, then opted to go long. But in the back pocket, Werribee to bring the ball back into play.
Dale, do you think perhaps Corio are missing Bowman around the middle of the ground, his pace?
Oh, I think I'd just let him have a free run. I'd just sort of play one of the Binghams out of full
forward.
Oh,
big
having said that, Jed Pock has flown across the front of the pack and taken a great mark. Now he plays on, goes on the left foot, goes towards centre half forward. Unfortunately, a poor kick, but Bingham, David, goes to Ricky and comes back now to Ford, who tries to spin around, comes back towards the centre of the ground. And the short kick goes in, and Jed Potter's made space and in towards centre half forward. Has taken a great mark.
I'll have to apologise, young Harrison. I was wondering why he didn't get up the ground. He's just come off blood streaming from his nose and mouth.
Poor must fella. Be young Aaron Shelley, isn't he? He must be another one of their juniors coming in to try his luck at the senior level. So good luck to him. But Jed Potter, kicking from 40 metres out, would be directly in front. It's not a good-looking kick off the goal, but it's got the desired effect, and that's a great kick from Jed Potter. And he's put the Corio third goal on the board. They move to 3-1. They again take the lead here, and the Werribee side are 1-9. We have now played nearly 3 minutes to the second quarter. Raiders bingo scoreboard.
Yeah, well, Potter's playing a good game again. He's had 10 kicks. Hayes has had 9, so that's the worry to Werribee. They're the running type players, and as I said, I agree. Bowman up into the middle, put more pace on.
So the ball back in the middle with the umpire as Scott and Clayton prepare to do battle again. Ball goes up 50-50, but it comes down to Potter. Chases the footy and gets it to boot towards half forward. Bigham, David, can't take the mark. Off hands has come to Roland Beck for Werribee. Runs the full measure back, and terrific smother by Ricky Bigham on that occasion. He hooks it around the body, is able to find Dave, and now chip back inboard to Jed Potter, called to play on by the umpire. He goes long to full forward. Bowman used the body to advantage, unfortunately didn't take the mark, and off hands has come to Kennedy. Nowhere to kick it to, and he kicked it absolutely straight to Lewis. And Lewis for Corio has taken the mark. He's put Hayes under a lot of pressure there. The kick far too high, and the mark able to be easily spoilt from behind. And that was a poor kick. In fact, there's been some fairly ordinary kicking. Maybe there's something wrong with the ball, Laurie, because
certainly not the weather.
Not too many players are kicking the ball very well at all. It is out of bounds. It is half forward flank for Corio, kicking to the Geelong end in this second quarter. 4 minutes gone. The throw in. Clayton in front, taps it down. Lewis can't control the footy, does well, kicks it off the ground toward the goal area. Bowman attacks the footy, unfortunately can't control it, and that's an interesting move. Have they got Johns back at full back, I think, on Bowman? So obviously they're concerned about his pace, Laurie.
Yeah, I think they've got Robinson on Barry O'Toole too. That's a mismatch.
Well, from the throw-in, Ricky Bigham took control of the footy. Matty Cullen, he's hooked it around the body from 10 metres out, and I'll tell you what, he's missed. Would have been a dream start to the second quarter for Corio. Unfortunately, not to be. 3-2-20. They lead Werribee Central's 1-9-15. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard. 5 minutes gone.
Ball's brought back into play and it's come out wide. Camillery's made space in the half back line. Takes the mark. Coming past was Kennedy, but it's ignored. Now he kicks the ball towards centre wing. Goes towards Festuca. Over the top, Bingham, but a good strong mark in front by Festuca. Very good mark. True centre wing. Jason Festuca goes onto the left foot. Long kick, flat kick, looking for Antonello, but in front, Nevada Cornwall.
Great mark.
Leads out in front and takes the mark. Well done to Nevada. Nevada Cornwall looking for options down the ground. Has Bingham short, but ignored. Now he goes shorter again. Goes wide and finds Laurie, who's worked up the ground. He's asking for players to present, but again goes short this time to Gundry. This is the Corio we know. Control the ball. Now by hand goes back to Laurie. Laurie pushed further up the ground. Again, a long kick. This time looking for Bingham. But he's spoiled from behind by Gillum. The ball, he gets a quick kick forward. Potter tries to get it off the ground. Johns is under the ball now. Potter pushed the ball back between his legs. Handball's up. Kick to for Stuka, who's pushed deep into the back line. Comes round the corner. In front is Cornish, but he's pulled from behind. And we've got Lewis running on the ball. Tries to get a handball up to Laurie. Can't do so. Gillum on the ground. Oh, no, it's Beck on the ground. Tries to get the ball forward. Now it's come to the Jed Potter's cleaned up. And there's a free kick going to Chris Gillum, I think, for holding the man without possession of the ball.
Be lucky there. Potter was away.
Chris Gillum to relieve some pressure for the Werribee side.
Quarter time AFL Melbourne, 4 goals straight. Sydney 4-2.
Chris Gillum runs across towards centre half back now, goes wider again, looking for Clayton, and he takes the mark. Behind Scott, goes by hand back to Mabry. Mabry on the left foot, goes longer, looking for Chug in front of Bennett, but the ball's knocked away by Bennett. Comes down, Laurie's got back into defence again to help out. Two Corio blokes dive over the ball, the umpire's going to say, holding the ball, and a free kick to be given to Brendan Chug. And 50 metres been given, and I reckon that might have been number 10, just from...
He's still going.
But what was a 50-50 shot on goal for Brendan Chug has now become a certainty, I would think.
Well, it will be because
he's
there's no one on the mark.
He only has to dribble the ball over the line, and he does so. All clear is given by the field umpire. Goal umpire says that's good enough for me. Werribee now moved to 2 goals 9. Is that correct?
Yep.
2 goals 9.
Both of them.
Yes, and they lead the Corio side 3 goals 2. 7.5 minutes gone. Second quarter Raiders bingo scoreboard.
So poor discipline, Laurie. We saw it last week. Probably crucified Belpost Hill, and in a very tight quarter and a half. Corio can't afford it, can they?
They can't, Eric. It lets Werribee off the hook, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
They had them under pressure. Couple of goals, and they get the wobbles up. They start worrying. I think, gee, we're going to lose. We're out from the finals. All negative thoughts go through their heads, and all of a sudden they give a charity free kick with 100-metre free kick penalty.
So the ball tapped down by Clayton to the back, coming through. That Eldridge does well to win it. Picked up by Ford, dropped the footy for Stuka, wins the hard ball, goes with the kick towards full forward. Oh, in front again, Cornwall. He's done a couple of big jobs in recent weeks, Nevada Cornwall. We saw him play very well a couple of weeks ago. He took that mark from behind Antonello. Looks on centre wing for Cullen. He takes a mark ahead of Cornish. Around, quickly plays on. Kick towards half forward. Big pack of players there. From behind, Gundry can't take the mark. Comes out, comes to ground. Johns. Handball to Kennedy. Dave. He goes out wide to Festuca on his own. How can you let him get on his own? He draws a player, decides to kick towards half forward. Nest of Corio players back there. Barry O'Toole's one of them. Anderson's another. He picks the footy up. Across to Laurie by hand. Laurie to the middle of the ground. Old Eldridge can't take the mark. Oh, one player amongst 3, and he won the football, Mabry. And a lovely skimming pass has found Chug. He's got another player loose at half forward. Can't take the mark. Kicks it up quickly. That's Cunningham it is, and off the left foot. That's a magnificent snap from 25 metres out. Andrew Cunningham kicks his first goal, and all of a sudden maybe Werribee starting to show a little bit of class. 3 goals 9-27. They lead Corio 3-2-20. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 9.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, you call it beautifully, Eric. There's no way known you can let Festuca run around here on his own. He's had 11 kicks, and he'll cut you to pieces, and it was a good kick by Mabry as well. He's done some good things, so just that momentum's gone Werribee's way now.
Just swung a bit in the last 3 or 4 minutes, but resembled a bit of like last week's game. The one side got away, the other side, the better side, well, seemingly better side, making a charge later in the quarter. But we're back in the centre of the ground. Clayton and Scott Tap wide and it's picked up by Ford. Tries to go by hand to find, but he comes back and Kane Hayes has cleaned up the ball. Goes to Eldridge, him by hand, looking for Barry O'Toole. Can't pick the ball up. Mabry again, coming from one side of the ground to the other. Goes wider, goes to half forward, looking for Chug, but it's knocked over the boundary line by Greaves. Half forward line, and it'll be thrown back into play. Umpire's about 100 metres behind here, but he knows the ball's definitely out because it's gone under the fence.
He didn't anticipate all that well about umpire, did he?
He's 150 metres behind.
He moves as well as me, I think, this young fella. But anyway, he's made it now. We're about to start play again. Ball's thrown back into play here. Half forward line for the Corio side, Werribee side. There's a holding given here, and it's against Bernardo, and it's going to go to Anderson. Anderson to relieve some pressure for Corio. Looking for options, and he hasn't had any at the moment. Scott could be an option, but he's going longer. No one in particular here, but it's Scott comes back to the fly of the ball and nearly takes a good mark, but he's on the ground working hard, gets the handball up, misses his opponent, and it goes to, I think it was Thwaites in there. He picks the ball up again, gets another handball out. This time it's cleaned up by Eldridge. He's tackled from Mabry by behind. Ball's going nowhere. Umpire said, I'll have the ball. We're back in between the centre of the ground and the wing. Just on 11 minutes gone, second quarter. Ball's in the air. Tapped forward by Clayton this time. Troy Gundry takes the ball. Eldridge this time, quick foot, goes forward. I think Gillam's just been pushed on the ball there by Bingham. He goes wider to the running forward. Ford's pushed down the ground. He takes a mark. Probably marginally closer towards goal. He'd be 40 metres out. Nearly directly in front there. Has options in the goal square. Goes shorter this time to Osikas, who's come onto the ground. He's pushed forward, and again, we've gained another 15 metres here. He's probably 30 metres out.
Just a lack of concentration, Dale, wasn't on the Werribee defence.
They've been hurting them a bit on the turnovers, I reckon, Corio, and catching them out a bit. I think Werribee might be just running a bit in front of the ball a bit, I think.
This is their game, Corio. If they can chip and run to the spaces, this is where they play their best. But Osikas, normally a backman from what I've seen in recent weeks, comes in and shot on goal. And I'll tell you, that looks pretty good. Umpire says that straight through the goals, and Paul Osikas kicks Corio's fourth goal. 4 goals, 2. They again take the lead. Point behind, that's right. 3 goals, 9 to the Werribee side.
Point behind.
Matty Kalanoff weighed on.
Cal, you got quarter time scores other games?
I have, Eric. Inverleigh 7-4, lead the Belmont Lions 4-2. East Geelong 2 goals straight, trail Bell Post Hill 9-5. Geelong West 3-2, trail North Geelong 6-6. Anarchy 1-1, trail Bannockburn 4-4. And Winchelsea 5-5, lead Thompson 2-5 at quarter time.
So some interesting scores there. We'll follow them closely as the day progresses. In the middle, Clayton got the better of that tap down, only as far as Eldridge, running off half back, gets the kick towards half forward. The punch comes forward to Festuca. Jason again out wide has found Thwaites. He can't take the mark on his fingertips, does well to follow up, picks the ball up, goes towards half forward, looking for Norton. Ooh, he's pushed in the back as he's going for the mark, and very, very close to the fence. I think he's okay, he is. And James Norton just on the ground, kicks the ball towards Chug. Numbers there with Corio. Bennett does well. Handball over the top. Finds Hayes. He does well to control the football. Oh, he's put down stupidly, I would have thought, by Cunningham. And the free kick and mark, whatever you like, is Troy Gundry's. He chips the ball over the top to Potter. Potter now, gee, he's got no one in front of him. Kicks the ball long to the lead out wide. Michael Bowman does well. That's a terrific mark from behind. Maybe edged his opponent out fairly, unfairly. What do you think, Dale?
Yeah, good.
Use of the body?
He's not much of a body man, this bloke, but yeah, it was good use, I'd say, of what he's got.
Yeah. The point is, he's got the mark 20 metres out, next to no angle to speak of, and he moves in now with a lovely looking kick off the boot, Michael Bowman, and that's given Corio back to lead. It has. The umpire agrees. That's the 5th goal for Corio. 5-2-32. They lead Werribee Central's 3-9-27. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard, 14.5 minutes gone, Loz.
Yeah, well, that's a good goal there from Michael Bowman. I thought it was just body on body, so you're allowed to do that. Do it nicely. He did it well, kicked a nice goal as well, and he's had 3 kicks. It's probably down on his kicking tally. That's the only thing at full forward, but he's kicked 1 goal, so that's important.
Harrison's just snuck on in front of us, and he's headed round the boundary looking for the forward pocket, and Werribee haven't twigged him yet.
I think Kennedy might have seen him. He's just having a squirt of the drink here, and Ball's back in the centre of the ground. In the luck, we've got Scott and Clonan in ruck now. He's come onto the ground, but it's cleaned up by Dean. He can't win possession. Cunningham takes the ball, goes to Cornish. Cornish by hand, goes wider and comes back with a 1-2 to Cornish. Goes forward looking for Chug. Chug's made good position and has taken the mark. He'd be just inside the 50, I would think, but kicking from just on the 50-metre range.
Loves a goal.
He's 45 metres angle here, so it's a gettable goal for Brendan Chugg. Distance may be the only concern. Not much wind to contend with out there today. Brendan Chugg takes a long time over the ball. In he comes. Comes towards 50. Kicks the ball. It's a long-looking kick. It's going to have the distance.
Kick.
And that is good enough. Players are already clapping. There's a few blokes pointing to the post here, but the umpire says, nope, that's good enough for me.
2 hands up.
And Brendan Chugg's third goal for the afternoon.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
Takes the Werribee side to 4 goals 9. Corio 5 goals 2. Raiders second quarter bingo scoreboard.
And I think what the players were alluding to, the post was certainly rocking, but a couple of Corio players ran into it.
Yeah, no, the umpire had no hesitation. You can tell him all the posts rocking and doing all these magic things, but he puts the 2 fingers out, that's it.
So 16 minutes gone, second quarter, as the umpire has the ball back in the middle. So a very interesting contest here, as Corio certainly taking the game right up to Werribee, but Werribee probably not playing real well. Scott gets a clear tap down. Potter runs onto the football. Hayes, a little chip up to Potter. The left, Bowman probably should have taken that mark. It would have been the fairy tale centre clearance. There's a free kick, I would imagine, to Corio. Advantage paid, and Hayes just... the free kick was paid early. Now the ball chipped. Oh, what's happened here? There's a bit of yap because even though the ball's in the hands of Eldridge, it's in our forward. Hayes has been given a 50-metre penalty. Obviously, someone's had something to say, I'd imagine, to the umpire. He had no hesitation. Nobody on, well, I was going to say nobody on the mark, but he is now on the goal line, and Kane Hayes will move in and just tap it over his head for another goal to Corio. And we've got a match on our hands. 6 goals 2, 38 Corio, 4 goals 9, 33 Werribee Centrals. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 17.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, you must have known something, Eric. This is a close one.
Gee, I reckon they look flat, Werribee. I don't know what happened last week either with their slow start at Inverleigh, but gee, some of these blokes out here, they're sweating and they're not running. And
I don't reckon they've got some of their matchups right. I don't think even positional changes. Bernardo went full forward in the goal square. Well, you've got to move around a bit to get a kick up there.
Ball back in the centre. This time Scott again wins the ball down. Potter coming through, takes possession, but it's tackled. Ball comes and released. Verstuka cleans up. Oh, good strong tackle there by Lewis. And that'd be the rugby background challenge, I think. And then he's gone fighter now for Stuka to Cunningham. He's looking up but doesn't take possession of the ball. Kane Hayes has got the ball, and the ball is worked over the boundary line. Unfortunately, Cunningham took his eye off the ball then, and Kane Hayes was able to get underneath him. Ball just in front of the broadcast box here. Umpire wipes the brow, looking to throw the ball back into play. Clonan and Scott, but over the top we've got Gundry. Comes to the front of the pack and Cornish picks the ball up. Goes forward towards half forward. Norton in front of Greaves. And Norton will win the free kick for over the shoulder. James Norton. Half forward line. Kicks the ball round the corner. It's a poor looking kick, but it's smothered by the Greaves on the mark there. Taken back by Eldridge and released back to Greaves. Oh, he ducks under for Stuka coming at him. Gets round nicely. Goes short looking for Jed Potter. He takes possession of the ball. Gets round 2 players of Werribee Central. Now goes with a left foot. Looking for Harrison. Sun's in his eyes. Drops the mark. Forward can't take possession. Kennedy runs on the ball. Shepherd there by Maybury. Kennedy releases the ball towards half forward, and working hard is Johns in the half forward line. He's over the ball. Corio bloke picks him up. Can't win possession of the ball, and now he knocks the ball forward. Jewell runs onto it to assist. Comes in behind it with Cunningham looking for the handball. He receives that handball now. Goes onto his left foot. Going towards half forward. Antonello in front of Nevada Cornwall this time, but Lewis getting back to help out. Takes possession, turns out of the pack and cleans up for Corio and relieves the pressure. Finds Bingham in the centre of the ground. David, he's got looking for more options down the ground. And Lewis again pushing forward. He takes the mark. Another 10-15 metre kick. Now with a longer kick going forward, looking for Potter. Can't take position, but Gillam runs onto the ball. He's tackled well by Potter from behind. Gets the ball running forward, looking for Cornish. He feeds the ball back into play. Troy Gundry comes up, but he picks the ball up. Lewis again, working down the ground nicely. This time going forward, over the top. Bowman with a chance. Runs onto the ball. Runs to the post. That's the post.
Oh.
Michael Bowman from less than 2 metres out has kicked the one behind by hitting the post. And the Corio side now move to 6-3. 39. They lead Werribee 4 goals, 9. 33. Ball's brought back into play. Roland Beck doesn't take the mark but gets off the ground and tan balls to Camilleri. Camilleri runs the ball through the half back line, goes towards the centre of the ground. In front, Jewel. No mark taken there by Eldridge, but gets the handball running forward to Hayes. Quick hands, finds Greaves. He's looking for options, puts Gundry under pressure with a tackle from Cornish, but Greaves is good enough to come through, pick the ball up again, goes towards the half forward line. Going back with the flight of the ball is Camilleri, doesn't take the mark. Back to Johns by hand, towards the centre of the ground, and this time Johns takes the mark and plays on, goes wider. Brendan Chugg across half forward, got a couple of yards on his opponent there, and Bennett looks forward, and this time Antonello out in front. Oh, good strong mark, and that's taken in front of Anderson. John Antonello.
That's their best passage of play for the day.
Most positive bit of play, quick movement down the ground. Antonello would be 40 metres out. He'll kick from 45. He's a bit worse than 45-degree angle here, but a known goal kicker. Antonello off 2 or 3 steps. In towards goal, and that's a nice looking kick, and let's hope that gives the young fellow a bit of confidence for the rest of the game. That moves the Werribee side to 5 goals, 9, 39. And we have Corio on 6 goals, 3, also 39. Scores are level, and we've travelled 21 and a half minutes, second quarter Raiders bingo scoreboard.
So that was a better sign for Werribee, Laurie. They showed a little bit of class there, but gee, they've struggled up till now.
Well, they're lazy. They don't want to run from A to B. Lewis is a good example, and Potter, they're prepared to run the lines and get to the drop of the footy. The only player that's prepared to get to run with the footy is Festuca, and he's getting pinged a couple of times.
So ball in the middle, 39 points apiece. Scott, the tap down. Hayes out to Barry O'Toole, went without it, kicks it up, kicks towards the lead from Michael Bowman at half forward. Far too much pace there for Mick Kennedy. He chips it back inboard to Lewis, and exactly as Laurie said a moment ago, started on the wing. He's run 60 metres and accepts the pass. He does well. Finds David Bingham at centre half forward. Was unmarked. Jason Festuca came in late, certainly not his man, and the Werribee defence almost a shambles, Laurie. I reckon that's not being too harsh on them.
No, it's definitely not. No, they haven't got it right there at all.
So David Bingham now, 35 metres out, directly in front. The opportunity to give Corio the lead. He's done just that with a kick right through the middle of the goals for his first goal for the day. And that's the 7th for the Corio side. 7-3-45. They lead Werribee Central's 5-9-39. Raiders bingo. Second quarter scoreboard, 23 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, it's if you watch his centre clearance here, it's Corio the side's making the play. They're running in off all the positions, and they're running in hard. If it's Aldridge or Potter or Lewis, they're prepared to do their hard yards. Werribee not prepared to do that. They're sitting back, just thinking this is going to happen, and it ain't going to do that.
I know Chris Gillam went back to the goal square with Potter when he went back, but I think I prefer Chris Gillam out there at centre half-back. He reads the play very well, and he often sets up a lot of their attacking moves from there too. So he swapped with Kennedy.
A compliment for Potter that Gillam's got to put himself on him.
Certainly is. Good young kid, and he's playing very well. We're back in the centre again, and this time Scott again. The Corio boys are just running off Scott at the moment, and they're just winning possession of the ball, but this time it's picked up and gone backwards to Thwaites, and Thwaites clears the ball towards the half-forward line for Werribee. And it's not running in possession there is the Corio players, and they've delivered the ball wide and find Kane Hayes, who's run very hard all day today. Doesn't take the mark, tries to get around his opponent in Cornish. Oh, he did handball the ball, but that's a good bit of play by Cornish, who's been rewarded for that free kick. Doesn't go back behind the mask, allowed to play on. Goes short, finds Norton, who's pushed up the ground. He's got Cunningham in true centre half forward position, but the kick just wide of him is cleaned up by Corio and Eldridge. He comes out and goes longer now towards the centre of the ground. In front of the pack we've got Kennedy. Bowman from behind. Now it's in front and he runs onto the ball. Good pace. Goes back by hand to Bingham's looking to win the ball wider. Lewis again running down the ground. He's 10 yards in the clear here.
Kick the
Takes
goal,
possession
son.
of the ball. Tries to get round his oncoming opponent. Goes short to Gundry. Gundry from 10 metres out goes bang. And Corio have another goal. Corio now 8 goals 3. The Werribee Central side have stagnated on 5 goals 9. And we've played 25 minutes. Second quarter Raiders bingo scoreboard.
You're right, Laurie. Corio, when they break the ball clear and start to run, Werribee just don't seem to have any answers.
There's a kid out there wearing number 5, mate. They can't hold him down. He's bobbing up all over the ground, and Lewis is playing a great game for a guy that's played rugby. Reads the game beautifully, gets out on his own. I don't know whether they're not paying enough attention to who's getting the footy out there, but they've got to do something about this, otherwise they're going to cut them to pieces.
It's just their willingness to work, I think, Corio. They're just prepared to push down the ground.
They're willing to go hard, and Werribee are not doing that.
So into time on, second quarter, umpire puts the ball in the air again. Scott, again, the tap down. Barry O'Toole runs onto it, handball wide, looking for Lewis, unfortunately. Oh, great tackle, Lewis, and see the rugby style there. The ball comes out, Kane Hayes picks it up. He stops, goes back inboard. Good kick because he's found Lewis, who's run forward. Lewis looking for the full forward, perhaps instead of having a go at the goals.
Oh,
Terrific
gone.
tackle, Michael Bowman. Ball picked up by Jed Potter, and he's kicked the ball, and it's rushed through for a behind. Potter didn't quite get enough on it as he was pushed over, but it is a behind to Corio. 8 goals for 52, leading Werribee Central's 5-9-39. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 26 minutes gone, and again, Laurie, they're just not paying Lewis any attention. What a magnificent tackle in front of us.
Did he watch the hips? That's a good way of tackling, isn't it?
So he's looking for a bit of respite now as Dave Kennedy kicks the ball in quickly. Found Roland Beck still inside defensive 50. Now he goes very, very wide. Gillum takes the mark almost on the boundary. Just outside 50 now, chips it forward again to Johns, and Werribee now trying to slow the game down. Come back inboard to Beck. He takes the mark. He's got Gillum who decides to run. Takes the handball, had a bounce, didn't quite come back to him. Eludes a tackle, now chips it forward to Festuca. This is better for Werribee. Festuca now, outside 50, goes for the long kick, and it didn't go through. Or did it? Yes, it did. It was punched through after the ball hit the ground, and the goal umpire said, yes, all clear, Jason Festuca. That's his first for the day, and a very important goal for Werribee Central late in this second quarter. 6 goals, 9:45. They trail Corio, 8-4-52. Raiders bingo second quarter scoreboard, 27 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, that was better play from their better players. Roland Beck got the ball. A couple of stats there to Gillum. Took his stat count to 6, though. Now, that's not enough for Chris Gillum. He's got to get more of the footy than that. And if they're going to win this, those players have got to step up. Festuca, nice goal.
Ball back in the centre of the ground. Scott, if normal, will tap the ball forward to the running Corio player, and that happens again. This time Potter's the running player. Comes through and finds Osikas out in front of Thwaites. And Osikas inside 50. There'd be an opportunity here.
Scott Dale's having an influence in the middle, isn't he?
It's just tremendous. The Corio boys are just running straight through and just cleaning up the taps that he's got. So it's a tremendous play from Big Scott in the middle of the ground there. He's rucked all day by himself. He's got 2 blokes to compete against. But Paul Osikas, we're right behind the flight of the ball here. It's off the boot. It's swinging nicely. That is going to be a goal. Paul Osikas has entered that goal very quickly for the Corio side. And that's his second for the afternoon coming off the bench. Corio now 9-4. They lead the Werribee side 6 goals 9. 28.5 minutes gone. Second quarter Raiders bingo scoreboard. I think the last 4 times they've ball been in the air, the Scots tapped it to 1 of 4 players just running through.
Well, I don't do the centre clearances, Smithy, but Jed Potter's had 17 kicks, so and I reckon he's had 5 or 6 out of the middle.
Kane Hayes would be far behind him.
Kane Hayes has had 13 kicks and 6 handballs.
Ball back in the centre. Scott again in ruck. Clonan can't win the possession. This time Festuca's taken the ball. He might take it on himself here. He goes to his right, which is unusual, but he goes with a nice looking kick out forward for Cunningham, and he takes that mark on the half-forward line. Chips back with the left foot. This time Mabry slots into the half-forward line and has taken the ball just outside the 50-metre zone.
This bloke can play.
Yeah, he's not bad either. Left foot, nice-looking left foot kick this time towards the goal square. Bernardo pushing and shoving, but it's knocked to the ball ground by Anderson. Bernardo over the ball, looks to feed the ball up. 3 or 4 players converging. And Anderson gets it out to 2 or 3 Corio players. This time it's Nevada Cornwall. Hasn't got any options this way, so he stops and props. Looks inside. Kane Hayes again. Takes the mark just outside the 10-metre square. Goes by hand to Cullen. Cullen by foot over the top, but can't get it over for Stuka's head. And he takes the mark and plays on quickly. Back towards centre half forward.
Great
and
mark.
Norton. Ooh. Ooh, yes, no. He's could have been a 50-metre penalty there. But
bit of play acting, I think.
Yeah, well, you might have player for everything here, I think. They need it. But James Norton.
Well, this boy's come off the bench, actually did his stats because I was pretty impressed with him up at Werribee a few weeks ago, and I thought just see where his football's at. He's been on the ground. I can't understand where he's on the pine for.
James Norton. It's a good-looking kick off the boot. Has it got the carry and the dexterity? Yes, it has. The umpire's come back to the centre of the goal square. So James Norton records his first goal for the afternoon. Scoreboard reads now, Werribee Central 7 goals 9 to Corio 9 goals 4. And we've ticked over 30 minutes into the second quarter, the Raiders bingo scoreboard.
Laurie, it's 2 very important goals for Werribee in time on in this quarter.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a bit like it was Thompson last week, wasn't it? In the time-on periods, a good side seemed to run the game right out, and that's probably a fitness thing.
So the point the difference, back in the middle with the umpire, almost 31 minutes now, and must be getting close to quarter time, although there's been 15 goals kicked for the quarter, as the ball now tapped forward by Clayton back in the middle. For Stuka, went without it, picked up there by Dean, handball out to Mabry into the forward 50, attacking the football there was Antonello, can't control it however, kicks it along the ground. Gee, it's very scraggy there, and testament to the Corio defence. They're not letting Werribee get any easy ball in the forward 50, and after 31 minutes gone, the ball put in the air on 50. Bennett doing the ruck work for Corio, coming through strongly, it was Chuck, can't control the footy. Corio, tackled there is Anderson, and he's pinged he probably, umpire didn't see that. I reckon the possibility of 50 there, he picked the ball up, threw it as his opponent, but on the blind side of the umpire. So it looks like Antonello is the one with the free kick. That was no, Antonello hasn't got the footy.
Jewel, is it?
It is Jewel, I think you're right, Dale. He moves in now. It's high, it's going towards the goal area, but offline for a behind. First behind for the quarter for Werribee this quarter. They go to 7 goals, 10-52. They're now level with Corio, 9 goals, 4-52. Raiders bingo, second quarter scoreboard, 32 minutes gone. As Cullen now runs from half back, having received a kick in. There's good work there in defence by Dave Kennedy. Ball by hand comes back to Cullen. Handball to Eldridge, put him under enormous pressure. Now Potter eventually gets hold of the footy and runs towards centre wing. Long kick towards full forward. Bowman, another drop mark. Goodness gracious, if you're going to play full forward, son, you've got to hold those marks because they're goal attempts. As the ball now back to centre wing. Dave Bingham gets a handball clear as Hayes to Potter. Potter tries to beat them all. Handball, he finds Hayes, but he's put him under enormous pressure, and Werribee through numbers will win out because Johns gets the footy back towards centre wing. Gundry back into trouble, gets a handball to Barry O'Toole in bother. He chips it around the corner to Laurie, and Laurie now towards Michael Bowman. 1 out against 5. Very difficult to win there with the numbers, but Corio, they've done well because Seekers came in to support. Handball far too strong for David Bingham, and it's kept in play by the Werribee side as Jewel. Handball to Beck. Beck almost put down. Well, the umpire allowed that as to be kicked towards the centre of the ground. Cunningham does well. Handball to Chug. Chug now kicks towards half forward. Corio getting back with numbers. There's a free kick, the whistle in the contest, and it's gone to Antonello against Nevada Cornwall perhaps, and at the almost the 34-minute mark of this second quarter, John Antonello the opportunity to extend, in fact to give the lead to the Werribee side. As the siren sounds, it's a long
great kick
after the siren to John Antonello. Kicks his second and in fact ties the ball game up. 8 goals, 10-58 Werribee Central's at half time. Corio 9 4.58 at half time, so it's all square.